Hi, I'm Peggi Semmens, the Community Coordinator for the Delnor Community Kitchen. Welcome to our virtual cooking program. With the COVID-19 pandemic, we're not able to have you come to our class, so we decided to have a class here for you. Since we opened in June of 2018, we have hosted over 250 cooking programs for adults, children, and children with disabilities. So stay tuned because this calendar is coming out in September and we are really excited to get you back. I don't know when, but we will get you back into this kitchen. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy our cooking programs with our dietitians. Enjoy. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Katisha Nielsen and I'm a registered dietitian here at Delnor Community Hospital. I also am a certified culinary nutrition expert, so that's why these classes are even more important for me to teach. For today's menu, I want to get you guys prepared. We are doing simple, healthy, and quick. We're going to be doing 2 Power Bowl recipes. And both of them, the thing about these, are plant-based, which means that they're heart healthy, low in fat, and filling. Now you can obviously add some meat and fish if you'd like to the recipes, but you don't need to. You'd be surprised how filling you can be on this high fiber, high protein meal. So the first one we're going to do is my favorite. I make this all the time at home. I've made it in the culinary kitchen here. And you guys, I'm telling you, it's the simplest recipe and packed full of flavor. This one is going to be called a Southwest Power Bowl. And what makes it Southwest is we're using herbs and seasonings instead of having to use heavy salt and all those other ingredients that might not be heart healthy. To start, I made my own version, and you can go to the store and buy your own Southwest version of a seasoning. But for mine, all I did is I put a little bit of red pepper, and you can do it to your flavor and seasonings how you want, which is also cayenne. I did a little bit of oregano. You'll likely find oregano in a lot of Mexican cuisines. I also did some chipotle pepper, and this is going to give it that Southwest taste. Chili powder, of course you can't have a Power Bowl Southwestern without a little bit of chili powder. And then I put some garlic powder. In place of that you can use fresh garlic, but I'm doing garlic powder because I don't want to overpower my Power Bowl. So what we're going to start with is the sweet potatoes. Since this takes a little bit of time to cook, I want to show you how I did this. And you can do this in the microwave also, but I do like to do it on the stove. I can control the fat content put in it, and I can also make sure that they don't get too overcooked or hard. So what I've done here, just to show you, is I've diced up some sweet potatoes. Now some really cool information about sweet potatoes is they are a starch, but they're also high in protein for a vegetable. They're heart healthy. They have almost 377% of your daily value of vitamin A in 1 cup of sweet potatoes. That's awesome. Also with them, they're high in vitamin C. It's 65% of your daily value in just 1 cup of sweet potatoes. They're high in antioxidants, which means they're good for the blood and good for energy. So I took my sweet potatoes, I placed them in a pan with a little bit of olive oil. Olive oil we know is heart healthy. You can use any type, but I prefer to use the extra virgin and cook it low. And to that, I put about 2 tablespoons of the olive oil. I put some of these onions that I diced up for you guys. And I sauteed the sweet potato and the onion together. Now you want the consistency, if you look at it, to be a little bit firm. You don't want it to be super soft. It's a little bit firm. And I cooked these for about 15 minutes. And after that, I added my adobo seasoning, my Southwest seasoning. So that's what that looks like. And this you can put on lettuce leaves. You can make lettuce wraps with the sweet potatoes. If you make soup, you can put this in there like that. So delicious. So let me put this to the side. And we'll be assembling that later, so don't worry. The next ingredient I want to show you is quinoa. Now this is going to make the base of our Power Bowl. And some people are like, well, how am I going to get full off of not having meat in my meal? Simple. Quinoa is a grain, so it is gluten-free. It's actually a seed. It's gluten-free. It's heart healthy. It has fiber. It has lots of protein. It has 6 grams of protein for 1 cup. This is what it looks like raw. They look like little bird. It's pretty much what you find in the bird seeds. And what I did was I added 1 cup of this to a pot with 1.5 cups of water. There's a lot here because I had to double it. But look at how the grains look. And this is how you know it's fiber rich. All these little sprouts that have popped up in there, That's the good stuff that you want. And these are, again, like I said, this quinoa beats brown rice in fiber and beats corn in fiber. So it's a great alternative to have in your diet, and it's so filling. So I click that. And now, guys, we're going to assemble our salad. But before we do that, our power bowl, I want to show you this dressing I made. I was going to do it on camera, but I want you guys just to see the end product, and you can get these recipes from our website. Basically, what's in here is some coconut milk. I use this brand. You can use any coconut milk you want. Just make sure it's coconut milk. Coconut, yes, it is saturated fat, but it also can be included in a diet for heart health. It's not going to be as dangerous if you're using some overly processed fats. This is pure coconut and water in its real form. I've also added to this dressing a little bit of lime that I squeezed, and that gives it just the acidity and this nice crisp bitter taste that goes along with the dressing. And also a little bit of olive oil we have in here, and I just whisked it away. It's so simple, and you can sweeten it with honey, you can sweeten it with maple syrup or agave, and it's a simple dressing that we're going to drizzle lightly on this salad, this power bowl. So delicious. So let's start assembling this. I do have black beans. You can omit the black beans, but I feel like this just gives it a more of a meal instead of more of like a lunch, which you can get still enough calories, but I like to do the whole thing. And this is perfect for parties too. You can assemble it. It looks gorgeous. It looks pretty, but you know it's nutrient rich. So first, let's take our quinoa, and we're just going to place it nicely in this bowl. And you can do however much you want. I have a large family, so we're going to hook this up and add lots of fiber. We need a healthy gut. And one thing also too about the sweet potatoes that I didn't mention earlier is the sweet potatoes, when they get inside the gut, they can almost ferment, which is almost like a natural probiotic. It's awesome, which means it's going to help promote healthy gut functioning and really keep your gut lining healthy. So that's why it's even more. Just don't overdo it, because what goes in comes out. Just keep that in mind. Don't overdo it. So we've got our quinoa set up here. Next thing, I'm going to take a couple spoons of our black beans and just set them in here. Make it look all pretty. And look at the colors. There's going to be so many nice colors on here. And I like to layer it like this so everybody gets a serving. Then next to this salad, we are going to add our sweet potatoes. We'll layer those just like this on top. And sweet potatoes are awesome baked too. I put a little bit of brown sugar, a little agave, and that's it. And have my baked sweet potatoes. So we've got that assembled. The next part of our thing is we're going to just kind of assemble the rest of the ingredients. I'm going to add some cilantro to that. In Southwest recipes, cilantro is widely used. It's a green. It adds a lot of flavor, and it is also high in vitamin C, so it's a good option if you don't want to do parsley. Then we're going to use our sweet peppers. We're just going to layer about half a cup of red sweet peppers on top. This is for some crunch, but it also is high in vitamin C. It's also good for vision. It's along the lines of the reds and the oranges. And they're heart healthy too. So if you do have high blood pressure, add some peppers to your diet, and it also will help with that. And then what I'm also adding here, I'm telling you guys, this is a super power bowl. It's just a little bit of avocado. I'm just going to spruce it around. Avocados are high in fat, but it's also a heart-healthy fat. So you can include that in your diet. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. They're savory, and they're delicious. So take a look at this. This is what this is going to look like. And then we're going to take a little bit of our dressing, and I'm just going to lightly drizzle it. We don't want a lot. We just want to add a little bit for flavor. And that's it. Look at this Southwest Power Bowl. If you look at that, you take your spoon, you've got your rice, or your quinoa, you've got your sweet potatoes. delicious. So simple to make, you guys, and it's heart healthy. This stays well in the refrigerator too, and you can also eat it cold. So bon appetit, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this recipe. Thanks. Hi guys, and welcome back again to one of my cooking demonstrations. For today's recipe, you guys, we're making a simple stir fry using Soba noodles. Very cool, isn't it? SSS. I'm not a comedian. Sorry. But back to the recipe. What we're going to start off with is I'm going to explain a little bit of the ingredients that we're using today, because it's so important to know what you're eating and what nutrient factors that it plays in your diet. Our main ingredient, or our main star in this recipe, are soba noodles. These are Japanese style soba noodles, and basically soba noodles are made out of buckwheat, which is not a wheat, even though it says wheat. Buckwheat is a gluten-free noodle. And this style here, they do add a little bit of wheat, I noticed on the box, but typical Japanese soba noodles have no gluten. So this is a very healthy recipe for people who are either celiac or avoiding gluten for dietary reasons. So to start with the soba noodles, it's very important that you do them correctly, or you can have mushy noodles, which nobody likes. I boiled these noodles for about 6 minutes in rapidly boiling hot water. And then I took them and I rinsed them and put them in a strainer and cooled them off very quickly with cold water. That's the key to not having slimy noodles, and that's also the key to having some texture when you're cooking. Some fun facts or some very cool information about soba noodles is that they are high in protein. They have about 6 grams of protein per 3 ounces of noodles. So it's a very highly protein-rich food. Also with them is they include a vitamin called thiamine. And what that is it's important for energy metabolism. It also does with how your body digests foods, how your body uses energy properly. And it also can help reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease by including grains that are not they don't have gluten, but including soba noodles in your diet. So we're going to streamline this recipe, and I'm going to show you what I've done already. So in this pan, I have some mushrooms. You can use shiitake. These are just some bell mushrooms, button mushrooms. You can use also those portobello mushrooms, and also some garlic. I sauteed those together. And then on this side, I have some kale, which I've thinly sliced, some carrots, some scallions. You can also use regular onions. I decided to use the little scallions in here because they're a little bit sweeter. And then also we have our broccoli. And anything, you guys know how me when I speak, anything green is meaning it's really good for your nutrition. It's really good for your body. It really helps get the, let's say, the nutrients that your body fully needs to feel good. That's why you want to include green vegetables in everything that you can cook in any way. And I mean, you can do sweets with greens in there. You'd be surprised. One key note, we all know about kale. Some people love it or hate it. There's different types of kale. I'm just using a basic curly kale here. With this kale, it's high in fiber, high in folate, which is good for your blood and iron, but you want to massage this kale. If you try to eat it just like this, it's very rough. We want to break down those fibers so it's easier to digest and you don't get bloated. So basically, I took it. I could show you here, and you just are going to kind of smash it up. You can rip it up. I just pretty much crunched it up. And you can already see it's starting to get a little looser. Sorry about my little mess here. But that's what you're going to do for a good 2 minutes and really do that. Or you can finely chop it and you'll be fine also. So let's get to the part of cooking this. So I'm going to turn my burner on. And remember, we already have our vegetables cooked. We're just going to turn this on to heat it up. So let's pretend you've already at home cooked all your vegetables. We're going to mix it up in the pan. Look at the color. It's so beautiful. You guys can see all those beautiful colors. And get creative. You can use any type of peppers you want, anything, any type of vegetable you want to add to this. If you don't mind corn, you can add a little bit of fresh corn off the cob. It gives such a delicious flavor. And since corn is in season now, you can do that. So I've heated up my thing, and while I'm heating that up, I want to show you about this quick dressing I made. in here we have our basic marinade, and this is going to give the sauce to the soba noodles. You can use as little or as much as you'd like, but basically we have some sriracha sauce in here, or you can use hot sauce to give it a little bit of zip. Asian food usually does have a little bit of spice to it. We've got some soy sauce, or you can use coconut aminos, which is the same, but it's using coconut. We've got a little bit of olive oil in here, a little bit of honey, and some sesame seed oil, and that's it. We're going to whip this up, and you can also feel free to use arrowroot starch, which is a type of cornstarch, or a little bit of cornstarch, very little, maybe a tablespoon in here, and stir it up. That's going to help thicken your sauce. So if you want to come here, then you'll be able to see we've got it stir frying. You could pour it all over the top, but I like to pour it in the middle first, and then I like to go around. You hear that sizzle? You guys, this is going to be delicious, I'm telling you. You're going to want to stir this up, and you'll notice that it starts to thicken after 30 seconds. You will notice it starts to get really cooked and incorporated, the sauce. Okay? So let's stir that up. And then next what we're going to do is we're going to add our soba noodles. And I told you guys, this is such a simple recipe. And let me give you a little culinary tip. If you don't want to go and chop up all your fresh fruits and vegetables, you can always, for this recipe, especially the vegetables, buy them frozen. You can find a medley with broccoli and carrots and just let it thaw a little bit, or you can put it in frozen. The key with using frozen vegetables, you're not lacking any flavor, you're not lacking any nutrients. They actually are picked at their prime, so you're going to have even more flavor. They're not going to be overcooked. And it's a quick, easy way to have on hand, so you always have vegetables ready. I do that all the time, and I'll add it to other stir fries that I make, or I'll add it to eggs and scramble it up, and it's a quick way to get some vegetables in without feeling you have to have like 12 cups of vegetables a day. So just stir it up a little bit. You guys, the smells, oh, it's so delicious. I love cooking. And I hope you will after you watch all these videos of us. You don't have to be a chef in the kitchen. It's just so nice to know what you're actually putting in your body. And especially with the way things are going now, the more you know, the more you grow, you know? So we've sauteed that. We're going to turn that off, and then we're going to assemble our salad, which is already, our soba noodle bowl, which is already assembled. So don't worry, this pan is not hot on the sides. So we're going to place our thing in here. And another way to do this, because my kids do like this, but we've also done this with shrimp, or you can do chicken if you'd like. But it's absolutely filling and delicious just the way it is. And then our final steps to add a little bit of cold to this, and this is one of those recipes you can serve cold too. It's so delicious. Is we're going to top it with some green onions. Just a little bit on top. And you can also put a little bit of sesame seeds on top if you want. But voila, look at that. Delicious, easy soba noodle stir fry. Forget takeout, you're taking in. Again, thanks for watching our videos, and I really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys get inspired in the kitchen to make some more things on your own. And have a great day. Thanks.